Hello everyone, happy Halloween. It's your boy Deluxe Man up here for the third time today? 3 podcasts here on Halloween. Boy, I hope you guys are enjoying it. So let's just cut right to the chase. I wasn't planning on talking about anything related to Crown Jewel. I said months ago when it was announced that I wasn't reviewing the show. I wasn't going to discuss a single lick of it. I wasn't going to do a preview video. I was going to pretend Crown Jewel was a glorified house show that wasn't going to affect anything when it comes to, it did. They basically took up TV time from Raw and SmackDown to hype this event. But I was thinking it wasn't going to matter because nothing will change when the event was over. Literally nothing will change. I was almost right. Almost. Except for one little teensy-weensy thing. The WWE decided to throw a curveball and give the Universal Championship to the Fiend, to Bray Wyatt in Saudi Arabia. What? Okay. Shocker. So, here I am talking about it. So, I would like to start off by discussing the decision. WWE, thank you for at least trying to right a wrong.
I told you to give WWE a chance with The Fiend after the draft. Also looks like Wyatt hurt Seth more than The Fiend in hindsight.
Well, let's calm down for a second. Thank you for the donation, Mr. Aaron Sherwood. But let's not pretend that WWE wasn't trying to sweep this under the rug. I think what happened was the backlash was so strong that not only was it affecting Seth Rollins, but it was affecting their TV shows. Fans were pissed off in a bad way to the point they were canceling their network subscriptions because of what they did with Bray Wyatt, aka The Fiend, and Seth Rollins at Hell in a Cell. It wasn't because Bray Wyatt didn't win the match. It was simply because that was a BS finish. That was a dumb way to end a match that really should not have ever happened. You booked that match. You put yourselves in that corner. No one asked. No fans were begging to see The Fiend be the champ. But since you booked the match, okay, I guess we want to see him be the champ. So let's not pretend that this was the long-term plan. Please, this was not the long-term plan. This is what you call damage control. WWE knew the fans were upset and things were not going to be good for them unless they right the wrong, which was to give them what they wanted. The Fiend as the Universal Champion. Now, getting back to what I was saying, I'm happy they made the decision. I'm very happy that they went with The Fiend. I just had to question, why did it have to take the fans backlashing for you to give the title to Bray Wyatt? And I keep asking this question when it comes to WWE. It's the same things with Daniel Bryan. It's the same things with, Seth Rollins. You know, it's ironic that we had to backlash for them to give the belt to Bray Wyatt, but we had to backlash for them to give the belt to Seth Rollins. Basically, it's ridiculous that we had to go this.
Thank you for finally getting the city right in your AEW review. I hope they come back to Charleston, West Virginia for PPV. Now on with your video.
Thank you, Daniel. And check out the AEW NXT review if you haven't. Now, I don't like the fact that WWE can't just make the right decisions when it's time. They had to wait until they screw up, piss the fans off, be threatened to have their network subscriptions tank, and then they go, okay, we'll make the right decision. No, why don't you just do your job, read the room, gauge the story correctly, and put the right guy over? We should have never gotten to this point where you had to put the Fiend over at Saudi Arabia. He should have gotten over at Hell in a Cell. And you know what? If you wasn't going to do it in the first place, you shouldn't have booked the match. You booked yourself into that corner. You booked yourselves into that corner. And so, guess what? You had to make the right decision that was best for all. And the right decision, as anyone could tell, even Stevie Wonder, was this. The one you made here. So I'm happy you were smart enough, as a promotion, as bookers, to give the belt to the Fiend. So, let's talk about the match. I did watch the match. When I heard he won the belt, I was like, okay, let me at least turn it on to watch the match. This is all I watched. I didn't watch anything else on the show. If you want to ask me my opinions of the show, I'm going to have to, first off, ask you to tell me what happened. Then I'll give you my opinions. Because I literally only watched the main event. I know the results to some of the matches. But in terms of what happened in the match, couldn't tell you. I just watched this match. My thoughts on the match itself. I thought it was solid. I felt like the last 10 minutes were really good. I loved the last shot of the Fiend raising up from the depths of hell, coming literally out of a freaking explosion. It's exactly what I said it was. It was a freaking explosion. The Fiend fell off the stage into an explosion of fireworks, of fire, of pyro. He was literally set on fire and got sent straight to hell, essentially. And then he rose up from all of that to beat Seth Rollins. I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty awesome. That was great. Yes, even though it happened in Saudi Arabia, I can still give it credit where credit is due. Now, I didn't like, I gotta point this out too, I hated Super Chats galore.
They booked themselves into that corner twice, so they had to put Bray over.
Seriously. I was getting ready to say, I didn't like the fact that Seth Rollins was spamming, like a video game style kind of spamming his finisher over and over and over and over and over again. It just got super ridiculous because it's one thing to hit it 2 or 3 times. Okay. Once you're in the double digits, by that point it's like, okay, get the hell up off the ground and he won't be able to hit you. You know, and it would be one thing if it was just a regular person, because by the 3rd curve stomp he would be down and we wouldn't have to worry about him hitting it 20, 30 times. But as the Fiend, we've shown and you've shown that it doesn't affect you. So stand up so he can't hit you with it. 1. And 2, it just looked so goddamn staged. Because you could just tell he was just standing there, bent over, waiting for him to hit it. And then he sells. And then he gets up, waits, and then he hits it. Then he gets up, waits. It's staged. Like, just get up. If you're going to do multiple curb stomps, do it in a way where it feels like he's doing it out of nowhere, where the Fiend can't react fast enough that he has to get hit by it. Like, he couldn't escape it. I just thought that was ridiculous. I also didn't like the fact that
Seth looked like he kinda phoned the match in.
well, yeah, That's essentially what I wanted to say. It kind of felt like, and usually Rollins is better than this, and one thing I will give credit to when it comes to Seth Rollins, despite him being not very well liked, and I've done a video about that earlier today, 3 reasons why people boo him, you can't take away the fact that he is one of the best inside the ring. You can't. I didn't think this was his best performance. I didn't. Kind of felt like he was just going through the motions. Like, okay, this is just how it is. Again, the only time it felt like he was trying was that ending. You know what I mean? Like, he basically had to sell the ending, but I don't know. Like, the stuff with the sledgehammer, like, it just felt kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Empty? Bland? Also, one more thing, and I gotta mention this before I move on to whatever other topic I want to talk about. The red lighting needs to go. I should have mentioned that at first. Yeah, that red lighting is not working. Look, we gave it a shot at Hell in a Cell, and we tried it here, and both times, in my opinion, were not very pleasing. Just stop it. Don't do the red lighting. Just have the Fiend wrestle in regular lights. I personally think it's even more intimidating when he's wrestling in lights, because you get to see the scary mask. If you want to make it, if you want to give it a horror film kind of feeling, why don't you just keep the lights on around the ring and then dim the lights in the crowd? And that darkness ambience will actually work a lot better than the red lighting, which is just getting on my nerves. It's hard to watch the match that way. You gave it a shot, you experimented, didn't work, so stop it now. I mean, they tried it with Kane, and it didn't work either, so you would think them trying it with the Fiend wouldn't work. But whatever, you tried it. You tried it, it doesn't work. Fans are telling you, stop. So, stop. Stop with the red lighting. No more of that. But again, despite the match not being on par with what I would expect from Seth Rollins, hell, even the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, the ending made up for it. They made the right decision, and therefore, yeah, I'll say it was solid. Wasn't terrible. Wasn't amazing. Good enough. It was solid. Let's talk about what happens now. Because, as you guys know, if you don't, well, I'm about to tell you, Bray Wyatt is on SmackDown. And unless they really don't plan to stick to the draft, he can't really go to Raw, right? He's on SmackDown. So, the Raw champ, the top champ on Raw, is now on SmackDown. SmackDown currently has both the WWE Championship and the Universal Championship. I can already tell you right now, they're not going to stick with that. So what are they going to do? Are they going to trade Bray Wyatt to Raw? They could. Are they going to have him vacate the championship because he's not on Raw? I thought about that too. That sounds like a WWE thing. That sounds like something they would do. Well, he's not on Raw, so he has to vacate the championship. They're not going to do that. I don't think they will. If they do that, they'll get backlash, like major freaking backlash. What I think they'll, and this is stupid, quite frankly, I thought about this too before I even turned on the podcast. This just seems like something they'll do. What they'll probably do is just have him on both shows. Simple. Now, I listened to the Solid Monsters podcast today. By the way, go subscribe to Solid Monster. Check him out. Easily one of the best YouTubers when it comes to wrestling here. Does really good work. He has a podcast too. Check that out as well. Now, in his review, he talked about, Bray Wyatt being on both shows, but as different personas. On SmackDown, he's Mr. Rogers, gone crazy, Bray Wyatt. And then on Raw, it's The Fiend. So he's different personas on both shows. Which sounds logical. And then I thought about it. I don't think they're going to be able to make that work unless they have both personas on the show. If you have Bray Wyatt, Mr. Rogers on SmackDown, at some point in time, The Fiend has to come out. And if you have The Fiend on Raw at some point in time, you have to see a Firefly Funhouse segment. So, like, can you make that work? Long term, eventually it's going to crumble. You kind of have to have them appear on both shows. So that's what's going to happen. He's just going to be on both shows as both characters. That's what I see happening. And I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think it's a good idea. Personally, if I was, and I'm not, and again, I gotta reiterate this every time I do a video, I've never been in the wrestling business. I've never wrestled a match in my life. I have no experience when it comes to being a wrestler, booking a wrestling match. I've talked to wrestlers. I've watched wrestling for 20 years. I've watched shoot interviews. So my opinion is my opinion. It's not gospel. But if I was in WWE, I would just send him to Raw. Just make it easy. I'm trading this guy to Raw. Done. Simple as that. Keep it simple, keep it to the point, and just move on from it. I'm trading The Fiend to Raw. That's it. We're done. Who we trading him for? I don't freaking... Who they not using on Raw? Liv Morgan or something. I don't know. We'll figure that out. Do we even need to trade? Well, SmackDown is lacking in the roster right now, so yeah, you kind of have to trade someone. I don't know, send a tag team to SmackDown or something. I don't know, send AOP to SmackDown. I don't know. Send Eric Rowan back to SmackDown. Seriously, there you go. There's your trade. Eric Rowan. For The Fiend. Done. I really don't know what to do at this point because with the way it's looking, he's going to be on both shows. I mean, he's advertised for SmackDown tomorrow. He's going to be on the Miz's TV segment. So, he's going to have to be on both shows going forward. But I don't know how that makes the draft look if you can just go back and forth between both shows like that. They gotta give some kind of a reason to make this work. I don't know what they're going to do. Quite frankly, I'm just happy he won the belt. And I said this before too. Even though it doesn't necessarily fix what happened at Hell in a Cell, because the Hell in a Cell concept is still damaged. It's basically dead. It's a step in the right direction. And at the end of the day, you salvaged The Fiend. The character, The Fiend, has been salvaged. Which is, see, all that matters to me. You killed Hell in a Cell. You're not going to be able to, I don't think you'll be able to repair that. Seth Rollins still sucks as a character. He's still hated by fans, and you probably have to turn him heel, all the way heel, to get his respect back. Yeah, he's damaged by this point, which is part of the reason, I guarantee you, they got the belt off of him, because they just realized, yeah, he's not a main event player. He's not handling this position very well. He's cracking under the pressure way too much. So they got the belt off of him. I think going forward, because we have to look at what's going to happen with The Fiend going into WrestleMania. Going forward, it's going to be very hard seeing anyone beat The Fiend. Because think about what they did with him in this match. If you saw the match, this guy took sledgehammers, fell through tables, multiple tables, fell through a freaking explosion, got his head stomped on metal, I don't know, like 20, 30 times, double digits. Got chair shots to the head, multiple times. Even Mankind would go, "God damn, buddy." And I thought I had it bad. He took an insurmountable, took a huge amount of abuse. It's just ridiculous how much they punish this guy. And then he just gets right back up like nothing was wrong and wins the match. So now you have to ask the question, who can believably beat this guy? As of right now, nobody. Not a single person. So that's a problem you run into. Now you have to deal with the fact that in every match that he faces, no one can believably beat him. And if they do, it's just going to be the Seth Rollins effect. Fans are going to boo him. So you're stuck with him as Universal Champ. Okay. Now here comes the true test. You now have to build up someone to beat the Fiend. Build up someone that fans will clamor to see beat the Fiend. Who can do that? There are some people you can work with. Alyx Black comes to mind. Alyx Black, pick a fight with me. Pick a fight with me. Yowie, wowie, pick a fight with me. Pick a fight. Pick a fight. Round 1, fight! Flawless victory, fatality. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Aleister Black, if they build him up right, they give him a lot of victories, have him win the Royal Rumble, maybe we can have him fight the Fiend. But honestly, I would think you would at least give him until SummerSlam. Even if he wins the Royal Rumble, I still don't think... Give him a long stretch of time where he's beating main event players. He has to beat AJ. He has to beat Seth. He has to beat Braun, Ray, all the big names. Then maybe fans will get behind him enough to beat the Fiend if he's interesting enough. NXT Aleister Black could have done that. Because NXT Aleister Black was just a badass. I mean, the fact that he said the Velveteen Dream's name was a big moment. Like, NXT knew how to make badasses. Here in the main roster, pick a fight. Pick a fight with me. Your soul is mine. Who knows? Round 1, fight. Exquisite. Sorry. It's just... Oh my god. These characters, man. Other than Aleister Black, I have no idea. Good luck. And if you mention John Cena, I'm gonna hurt you. So, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna use the rest of this time to look at the live chat. Thank you guys for watching the video, by the way. I want to get your thoughts. I'm gonna read people's thoughts. You are free to send super chats if you want. During this time, you can ask me about my thoughts on what happened with a certain match on Crown Jewel, but you need to tell me what happened first, because I haven't watched anything outside of the main event. I can answer your questions, but I'm just looking for opinions on if you're happy about this. Where do you see it going? Do you think this was a good decision? How does it make Seth Rollins look? Are you still a fan of Bray Wyatt if you canceled your subscription? Are you going to renew it now that they gave the Fiend back his title? Seriously, like, give me your thoughts about all of this. I am very curious to know what my live chat is saying. And if you're watching this after the fact, please give me your thoughts in the comment section. So, by the way, yes, happy Halloween. And I hope you're enjoying my three in a row video series. All right. Let's see here. Rivas, is it Rivas or Rivas? Says he wants Sami Zayn versus the Fiend Bray Wyatt. You talking about El Generico versus the Fiend? I mean, at least with that, it'd be freaking hilarious. You get what I'm saying, buddy? All right, let's see here. Sideways 66779 says Drew McIntyre. I don't hate it. I would turn him babyface and have him go on a strong run. Just make him a pure badass. Then yes, sure, why not? He also said Brock Lesnar. Nah, buddy. Nah, bruh. That ain't the way, bruh. Ain't that way. Firestar Heart. So Aleister Black is Shang's song. Absolutely. Your soul is mine. Your brother's soul is mine. Oh my god. Yeah, Aleister Black is Shang's song. If he starts coming out saying, your soul is mine, I guarantee you that will sell. Like, pick a fight with me. Screw it. Your soul is mine. If he says that, that will sell. I promise you. Well, although Taker talks about, I will take your soul. Oh, well, Taker's not around no more. We need a new soul taker. We need someone else to pick up the slack and take souls. That should be Aleister Black, goddammit. Your soul is mine. Anyways, y'all are fun. I like hanging out with y'all. Thank you for joining me for this Halloween evening. Cashapp Print says, we need Lashley to face the Fiend. All he needs is to steal Sister Abigail from Bray Wyatt like he stole Lana from Rusev. You asshole. That's hilarious, but you're an asshole. Screw you. Bradley Xavier. Lashley's stealing Sister Abigail. Ew. Now watch it be like Liv Morgan in a costume. Whatever. Bradley Xavier taking on Samoa. He says the Fiend should take on Samoa Joe. Okay. I like it. Huh. Joe comes back, wins the Royal Rumble, goes on a win streak, beating Seth Rollins and many others, fights the Fiend at WrestleMania. I don't hate it. Maybe. Give me your thoughts about that one. How y'all feel about Samoa Joe? Let's see. What about Shorty G? I'm just gonna move on. Next. Come on, y'all. Really? Let's see here. Orange Cassidy versus the Fiend. Are we just trying to create Armageddon here? Those two would just kill everybody around them. I want a match that I want to be alive to see. Come on now. Kofi Kingston. Alright, if Kofi Kingston can't beat Brock Lesnar, he can't beat the Fiend. I can tell you that right now. Big E. Let me sit on that one. That's not a bad idea. Why do people keep saying Shorty Gable? It ain't happening. AJ Styles. Ain't no way in hell. Ain't no way in hell AJ's beating him. Be a great match, but it ain't happening. Hornswoggle, you funny. You drunk. You funny drunk. That's what you doing. Braun Strowman is on SmackDown. Otherwise, maybe. Let's see. Okay, hold on for a minute. Thoughts on the 2 War Games matches at TakeOver. Talked about it in my NXT and AEW review. But just to quickly recap. Can't wait. That's going to be awesome. The Fiend versus the Demon. You kind of have to do that match when you think about it, because Finn lost to him. He comes back as the Demon to fight the Fiend. He would still lose, but we'd love to see that. Oh, crap. Is this true? Thoughts on Braun Strowman losing to Tyson Fury by a countout? Really? He lost? Okay. First off, he lost to Tyson Fury. That alone just messed me. Okay, you know what? Someone just asked about Braun Strowman fighting the Fiend. At this point in time, no. No. Because they don't seem to understand what they have in Braun Strowman. They don't. They don't seem to have any clue what they're doing with the guy. That I gotta keep reiterating this. It is a character and a superstar they created. He didn't come in from the Indies. He didn't get made on NXT. He didn't, become a star on NXT. He is someone that WWE took off the street and made through their system. He is a WWE product that got over. And they're treating him like a joke. Scratch that. They're treating him like Big Show. If not worse, because at least Big Show was a world champ. Multiple time world champ. Braun Strowman hasn't even snipped a world title yet. And now he's losing to freaking Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury! Okay, first off, I don't even watch boxing, so I don't really care. But here nobody walks in to the wrestling business with no experience in wrestling, and he beats, of all people, Braun Strowman by countout. And then someone's saying he knocked him out. Oh, that makes it so much better. He knocked him out, and he just stayed outside by count out. See, now I'm very happy I didn't watch the show, because that would have just killed it for me. I'm just like, Jesus Christ, man. No, absolutely not. That was a terrible decision. And if that's what really happened, hell no, he's not fighting the Fiend, and hell no, he's not beating him. Hell no. What do we got here?
The Fiend versus Keith Lee. Sign me up, boy.
Ooh, I like that match. Ooh, see, I would love to see that match. Although I know the Fiend would win, I would still love to see Keith Lee give it to the Fiend. Pull out the goddamn Spirit Bomb. Try to read other people's thoughts here. Matthew Hardy. Broken Matt Hardy. I would love to see that view for the wackiness that it would create segment-wise. That's it. Other than that, no thank you. Thoughts on Survivor Series announcing that it's doing Raw versus SmackDown versus NXT? Oh, yeah. I thought about talking about that, too, in a different video. I can talk about it here real quick. Okay. But what does that mean for War Games? Like, we got War Games happening the night before, right? So you're going to have NXT wrestlers do War Games, which by itself is already hell. Then you're going to have them the very next night wrestle at Survivor Series. I think that's what you call overworking your talent, which could lead to injuries. I don't like that idea. I don't. But we'll see. One more. What else you guys got? The Fiend versus the Bookers. Alright, that's going to be it for me. Guys, thank you guys for watching my thoughts on The Fiend winning the Universal Championship. I'm happy. I'm not going to complain too much about it. I will say that we shouldn't have ever gotten to this point. But you rectified. You rectified a wrong the best way you can. The Hell in a Cell concept is still damaged. Seth Rollins is still damaged as a babyface. You kind of have to turn him heel now. But at the very least, you saved the Fiend character. You have salvaged the Fiend character. So, alright, cool. I already don't like Rollins anyway, so yeah, go ahead and turn him heel. And Hell in a Cell, it is what it is. Fine. You just gotta find a different way to make people care about feuds now, without the use of Hell in a Cell, now that we know it could actually end in a no contest. So, whatever. You did the right thing here by giving the belt to Bray Wyatt, aka The Fiend. What you do with him going forward, who knows? I don't know. I can already tell you right now, him being on both shows will oversaturate him. And when he's oversaturated, fans are going to get sick of him. And when people get sick of him, guess what starts happening? They start booing him. They start turning against him. He starts losing creativity. And unless he can maintain it somehow, some way, you're going to get sick of him because he's everywhere. The whole point of the draft, I thought, was to stop people from seeing them too much, was to lessen the saturation. But apparently, since he's Universal Champion now, you kind of have to book him more. So we'll see. Maybe he'll make it work. Give me your thoughts. I look forward to reading your thoughts. Happy Halloween. This is your boy, Deluxman, signing off. Focus. This is your boy, Deluxman, signing off right here in Deluxman's World. I love you. Oh, one more thing. Tomorrow, I need to point this out. Tomorrow, I have a big announcement coming that you all need to see. I've already posted the link to it. I already recorded the video, by the way. It's already been recorded, edited, and it's going to be uploaded. It's finishing up right now as I speak. But it will premiere tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern. It is a big announcement when it comes to this channel that if you are subscribed, you must watch. Because you need to know what's getting ready to happen. I have posted links to it on my Facebook, on my YouTube community page, and Twitter. So, check it out. It's something I'm very excited for, but also very nervous about. But that's all. All right. Yowie wowie. Happy Halloween. Peace out.